Filmless Literature. We're back. I'm Justin. This is Kaiser. What's up, buddy?
Ain't nothing much. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great, man. We took a couple weeks off. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything that you
Yep.
celebrate.
Boxing Day.
You're right. New Year,
Uh,
Happy New Year. Feliz Ano Nueve.
oh, nice. I did not know how to say that.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
then
little British.
we also had my favorite day of the year, my birthday.
Yes. You turned
Yeah.
26?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, not 36.
Okay, well, it's still fairly young, sir.
Oh yeah, for
Happy
sure. Yeah,
birthday.
definitely young. And the movie we're going to talk about today is still kind of young also. Like I would consider it's younger than me.
Oh yeah. But still, it's still an old movie, you know.
True. And we are talking about a 2004 movie rated PG-13, The Notebook. Yes,
The
that's right. Two
Notebook.
grown men talking about The Notebook.
Look, sometimes we got to switch it up. We got to be versatile.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask. I was 16 when this movie came out, so I remember how popular it was when it came out. I remember every girl saw it. It was like if you were a boy and you saw it, that's when you knew you had a girlfriend. But what was it
Right.
like for you? Because you're like 10 years older than me. So what was it
Yeah.
like for people
It
your
was
age when this movie came out?
it's one of those. I am 10 years older than you, so I was fairly older, but it's the same thing. You had a girlfriend, you had to watch this movie because it's it's so romantic. It's a hopeless romantic type of movie.
Yeah.
It's it's a fairy tale on big screen with real
Oh,
people.
absolutely. And this was your first time watching it just now, just this week?
Yes, because I don't do chick flicks, and I think doing my doing my what around 28 ish, 2004, yeah, around 28, 29 ish. I
Yeah.
was single, so I
Nice.
wasn't. I was floating. Let's say that.
So you didn't have your kids yet.
I had the kids, but me and their mom
Okay.
had broke up,
Oh, I
so
got you.
I was newly single. Let me say that. That's probably better.
Okay.
Newly
Okay.
single.
I will say this was my second time watching the movie. I watched it once probably in like 2005, 2006. I'm not sure what year it was. It definitely was already out for a couple of years, but personally, I don't mind chick, but this one, I don't know. I don't know. So go ahead and say it right now. I did not like this movie.
Oh my God, dude, you just such a man, and I get
Man,
it.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this movie. I'm gonna tell you. It's the story to me just first of all, it is a well-written movie. I will say that. So, it does like it flows or whatever, but the story itself just both characters, the girl, is kind of crazy, I guess, and then the boy is like, "Oh my God, like I like this girl, like I'm never gonna like anybody else." And it's like, I don't. It's just almost too unrealistic for me.
Well, look, you got to think about the time they were in. So if you think about the back then, and I'm gonna say it had to be in the maybe the 30s, 40s, 50s, no,
It was,
Vietnam,
yeah. He says at the beginning it was 1940.
right? So yeah, Vietnam started in 1940.
He
Because it
went to
looks
World
like,
War II.
oh, that's what that was.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So you got to think about the mindset back then and how people have evolved. So back then, maybe we wasn't so promiscuous as people.
No,
So
I mean, I get that. I mean, 1940, I think 1940 was probably about the time that maybe my grandparents were born, maybe.
right,
And I know they got, they were kind of like the two characters in this movie. They fell in love at like 17 and got married. So, um,
and
I
stayed
mean, it
married,
makes sense. But
and,
what?
and stayed married.
Yeah.
See,
Uh, but I don't know, man. I just didn't like this movie. That also kind of I feel like the ending could have been a big surprise with the old couple being the actual couple from the story. Instead, they gave it away like halfway through.
yeah, yeah. But let me say this. I'm not. This is not my favorite genre of movie.
Yeah.
However, I did enjoy the movie. I did enjoy it. I was like, oh, okay. It's one of those. Oh, that's cool. That's sweet. But again, it's so on the unrealistic side. There's like, I don't say I never felt that way about anybody, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they felt that way about me. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
To have
The
those two loving body governing body of entities, those two loving entities, just oh, I love you, I love you. I think I love you more. Who does
yeah.
that? Like, you know, it's
The odds of two people like that getting together is just
rare.
literally almost impossible. It's not going to happen.
Exactly. But I like I said, I did enjoy the movie. It was something to watch. I wouldn't went to the movies to watch it, but
I
yeah,
don't know, man. I feel like it lasted way too long. What was it? 2 hours?
2 hours and 1 minute, I think.
Yeah, dude. Like that's way too long, man. We didn't need that. We did not. And I felt like there was so much unnecessary stuff in this movie.
Oh, it was some unnecessary things. You're right, but I think they had to try to give it the timeline because they had to, you know, the way they told the Notebook story. They had to give
Yeah.
it like breaks.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
before we get
I've
into it,
never.
you want to talk about the box office and everything, the budget and all
Yeah.
that
All
stuff?
right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump into the box office. So it opened in June 25th, 2004.
Yeah.
The first weekend, it was only ranked number 4, which I was kind of surprised. I felt like this movie, maybe me just not remembering correctly, but I thought this movie was like number 1, you know, for a long time. But it was number 4 the opening weekend. I'll go ahead and list the other top 5 movies, and you tell me if
Right.
you've seen them. All right?
Yep.
All right. Fahrenheit 9/11.
I have not. I think
No,
that's
me
like a
neither.
James Bond movie, right? Or something.
No, that was about 9/11. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. White Chicks was number 2.
I think I seen it. Is that with the Wayans brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
I'm not into men dressing like women. I mean, that's
I'm
just
glad
me
that
personally.
I'm glad I've met somebody else that hasn't seen that movie because I thought I was one of a kind on that.
Yeah, not my thing.
All right. Number 3 was Dodgeball. I know you've seen that.
I seen Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're probably gonna do that one on this show at some point, I would imagine.
Yep. I love Dodgeball.
Perfect. And then number 5 was The Terminal. Did you ever see that?
Maybe.
It was
sounds
like
familiar.
it was like Tom Hanks. He lived at the airport.
No.
Like it was based off of a true story.
Was it based off was it based off the plane that they landed in that was Hudson? No, never mind.
No. That was a good movie too, though. But no, this was about, I guess, a guy. He was from a different country, and when he landed, his passport somehow didn't work or something, so he had to live in an airport for like weeks. I don't know. Decent movie, based off of a true story, though.
Okay.
All right, so opening weekend, we had basically only seen one movie, and that was Dodgeball. So I would put Dodgeball above The Notebook for sure. Let's see. For the year, are you ready for the year for The Notebook? Number 32.
That ain't bad for a whole year.
I mean, man, I thought it was, me personally, I would put it way lower, but I feel like as popular as it was, I thought it was going to be way higher.
Well, nah, it was. I can't remember 2004, like what came out, but you know, you had to be like a record breaking or something like I think it was Shrek or something that was first. Shrek.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read off the top 5. It's a pretty powerful top 5. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Right.
All right, you got Shrek 2 at number 1.
Right.
I've never seen it, but I imagine it was very popular.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's when they found Fiona, I think. That's when Fiona became Fiona.
She wasn't in the first one?
She was a person. She wasn't an ogre.
Oh. I never knew she was a person.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm out of the loop on that. Number 2 was Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man franchise, right? I get that.
Yeah, number 3 was Passion of the Christ.
You know why that's number 3?
Oh, absolutely. Did you ever watch it?
No.
I tried to, man. I did not. It's so slow.
Yeah, I'm not into the whole biblical thing because it's interpretations of what you think what you think happened, not what really happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some of them, I go back and forth. They're either really good or they're really bad.
Yes.
Like there's no in the middle. Like I'm
like, okay,
I love this movie or I hate it.
Right. It got to be a lot of blood and gore for me, and I want Old Testament.
Well, you might have liked Passion then because there's a lot of blood when he gets whipped and chained and all sorts of stuff.
But
when he gets hung on the cross.
I want to see them stoned. I want to see daggone sacrifices of lambs. I want to see concubines. I want to see all the whole thing.
Yeah, you want to see true to life.
Right. That's what I want to see.
So number 4 was one of the Harry Potter movies. I don't know which one, but that's always all those were top 5. And then number 5 was another movie I haven't seen, Incredibles.
Incredibles is a good movie though.
That's what everybody says, but I've never seen it.
It's because you don't have no kids, Justin. I mean, if you had
Well,
a
yeah, but I mean, I was also like, I was 16 at this point. Like, you
but no,
felt
no,
like
no. You can't. At 16, you probably wasn't gonna watch it. But
okay. So I was out of the age.
yeah, Incredibles was a good movie. I can't even lie.
Okay, maybe I'll check it out one day. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not really big into cartoons.
And that's the thing is, if I didn't have kids, I'd probably be right with you.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, The Notebook, it costed $29 million to make, and it made 117 million.
yeah, pretty great.
Oh,
Pretty
that's
great.
a success. That's success.
Right.
That's
Opening
very
opening
successful.
night, opening weekend, 13 million.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in there. It was at the movie theater for months. So, it was in movie theaters for over 2 months.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
That's pretty good.
yeah, I still wouldn't have watched it, but it's
No,
okay.
no. Man, you want to just go ahead and get into our categories now?
So I guess you probably want to go into let's go into who's the stars or who's the what's the name? Because this guy
like the
he's
cast?
popular now. He's the guy now.
Ryan Gosling
Ken.
from Barbie.
I want to yell. So you see the commercials when he said it's Barbie and Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Ryan Gosling. He played. I never realized how good of an actor he is.
Dude, he is a fantastic actor, and I'm confused on why his career wasn't way bigger. Like, I feel like he should be even bigger of a star.
He should be, but I think he's getting it now, though. He's getting it now.
Yeah. Did you see Barbie?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Me neither.
My kids are not that young. No. Yeah,
This is the second Ryan Gosling movie we did, though. Remember, he was in Remember the Titans.
he was in another one. He had a small part in something else. I thought we talked about.
Did we?
Do you have a small part somewhere else?
Role
not.
models, maybe.
Maybe one of the kids. It was I don't know.
Oh no, I know he was definitely a big, kind of a big character in Remember the Titans. The actress in the movie was Rachel McAdams.
Yes. Yeah.
And I will be honest. What?
She was pretty good.
Man, I feel like she made the movie. I think she was the one. You could replace every other actor in this movie except her.
No, I can say I like Old Noah, which was James
Garner.
Yeah.
No, okay, yeah. I think James Garner is a legend, and you can never replace him. But you could replace Ryan Gosling. I feel like with maybe there was probably a couple other options at that time. I think you could have thrown in there.
But
Rachel McAdams, no way could you replace her. She was incredible in this. This was like the role that she was born to do.
But fun fact, I had looked at some facts. I mean, some fun facts.
Nice.
Jessica Biel auditioned for it.
Oof, man, she's not good. She looks way hotter. I agree, but she's a good enough actress to pull off this kind of movie.
I don't know. I'd rather see her in some of those intimate scenes.
and I agree with that, but this is coming from a guy that doesn't even like this movie. I feel like this movie would have actually sucked even more if it was Jessica Biel.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, look, I was a huge Jessica Biel fan at this time, though. Coming off of Seventh Heaven, I love that show. She was in Summer Catch. She was in Chuck and Larry or whatever that one movie was called.
Yeah, I know you're talking. I saw her in some movie with Jamie Foxx, and she was an aviator or something. I forgot the name of the movie. I just remember in the suit, in not the suit, but in the body suit. I'm like, my God.
No, that was a good movie too. But yeah, the rest of the cast was pretty good too. You had James Marsden, who played the husband or the fiance. Yeah. I always enjoyed him as an actor. I probably have not seen him in anything though since this movie came out.
Right. He was a new face for me. He was a new face for me.
Yeah, I think you were probably past his age group, I think, when he was popular. Like he was kind of a teenage, heartthrob, like a teen star around that time. So yeah, and then it was cool to see Kevin Conley in there. He played Ryan's friend who died in the war.
Finn.
Yeah, Finn. Yeah, I love Kevin Connolly. He was in Entourage. I don't know if you watched that show.
No, I didn't watch Entourage.
Oh my gosh, dude, you need to watch it. He plays Turtle. I think he was like the best character.
Right. Did,
I
did
mean,
you
definitely.
know? Did you know Gina Rollins was the director's mother?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that. She was a good actress.
Yeah. This the old lady, right?
Yeah, the old lady. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, sorry,
Well,
excuse
yeah,
me. The mature lady,
well,
Justin.
yeah. I'm not gonna be politically correct. She's old.
Right. So yeah, she was the director's mother. That was another fun fact that I remember.
That's pretty awesome. Now, question:
Yep.
Who was better, her or the old lady from Titanic?
The old lady from Titanic.
You think she was better than this old lady?
Yeah. You know, the diagnosis. I mean, she played it well. But the old lady from Titanic was a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played it well. But I know something about dementia and Alzheimer's, or
Yeah.
however you say it. So
Yeah.
they could have played a better depiction of that because
Agreed.
you know my dad had I had dementia, so it
Oh,
was
sorry.
one of those things. Yeah, we laid him to rest, so he's fine
Oh,
now.
good.
But yeah, but yeah, I think she played a pretty good role, especially being somebody's mother. I don't know if it was meant to be that way, or if they
Oh,
couldn't get
I'm sure it was probably meant to, like he probably set that up. He was probably like, you know what, I need to get my mom a job.
yeah, right, give her some money, right. You're
I mean,
right.
honestly, if I made a movie and my mom wanted to play, an older lady, I would be like, yeah, mom, you got it.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny though, man. I mean, I like movies where they kind of tell this, like they have like a narrator or whatever tell the story.
Mhm.
I like movies like that. And I feel like James Gardner and Gina Rollins both did a really great job. And I actually enjoyed their parts of the movie.
Yes.
As I
did
said
too.
earlier, though, I feel like it kind of ruined the ending a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean it was you kind of knew as he was going, but
Oh,
I
for
was
sure.
like,
Yeah.
but I was trying to figure out, was he just telling his story? What she had to do with it? I didn't know at first, but um because she didn't know him. So but then they
Yeah.
told her about the dementia. I was like, oh, okay.
But I still feel like they could have just kept it a secret. They didn't need to tell us until the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah. So if I had to that's one of my least favorite scenes. So we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. You ready for the categories now, or you got some more? You got some
Yes.
more fun facts to throw out?
I don't have any fun facts. I
Okay.
don't.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have fun facts. No, but
All right.
that's
Well, let's
it.
go ahead and let's get to our category then. Let's start off with our favorite scene.
Favorite
I'm gonna let
scene.
you go first because this was a hard one for me.
So my favorite scene is when they did spill the beans about mom
Yeah.
that's mom. So and the reason being, like I said, my dad had dementia, and it's hard. It's hard as to being a child to see your parent and your parent don't even recognize you. So
Oh yeah.
so
Couldn't
that was
imagine.
my most favorite and impactful scene. So um, and she was wondering why. So it made me. It gave me. It made me think like when the little boy hugged her real hard. He knew her.
Yeah.
He hugged her because he knew her,
Exactly.
and that's what gave it away for me. That's when I knew. Oh, she's got to be Allie, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those things, and one of those things. And he said, "Well, Dad, you can come home. Dad, we'll come visit Mom, take turns, blah, blase, blase." And he said, "She is my home." So that was one of those impactful, one of my favorite scenes. Like, again, it's cliche, and it's don't and it's I don't think it ever happens, but she is my home. That was like, if I was a romantic, I probably heart been all bleeding and all whatever it is. But that was really an impactful scene to me.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we're just go ahead and knock that out of the way. Then I had that as my most impactful scene. Also,
Okay.
did not have it as my favorite scene. My favorite scene, I decided to write down the montage of the scene where they just kind of did everything throughout the summer. Where it was like teaching her how to drive at one point.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
were at the pond or whatever, and she was afraid to jump off the swing.
Yeah.
Like just that whole part, like that whole. I love montages, and that montage was pretty good. And I also
Yeah.
think that montage actually showed off Ryan Reynolds' best acting, or not Ryan Gosling. This actually showed off his best acting in the whole movie. I felt like was during that montage, just the way that he was screaming at her, like "Get in the water, get it."
Right.
No, okay, I'm sorry. No, but seriously, get in the water. And I was just
Well,
like, this is like great acting right here.
well, so my bad. I do have one more fun fact.
No good.
He ad-libbed the ending where they were standing at the car and said, "You want me?" He said, "I'm not letting you leave" or something. At the very end, when she was at the car, she would go back to the fiance,
Oh yeah.
and he was talking to her. He was leaning on her car. That was all him
Yeah.
ad-libbing. He just
Oh wow.
went straight, monologue on him on that. So this my bad. I forgot about
No,
that.
that's
Until you
good, dude.
said
That's good. I mean, sometimes ad libs are the best.
right,
Turn out to be the
right,
best lines.
right.
All
Yeah.
right, so those are our
But doing
favorite scenes.
Yeah,
What?
but during that favorite scene though, the only thing that scene supposedly depict their bond. So it's
Yeah,
like there's not how you consummate marriage by having relations. That consummated their relationship by having these experiences that got them grew them closer together. Because
exactly.
they was only the girl was only 17, and he had
Yeah,
to
he
be.
was. He was too.
Was he? Why
Yeah.
wasn't he in school? He didn't go to
I
school.
think because they were poor and he had to work. It's a different time,
Oh,
man.
got
Yeah.
it, got it,
He
got
needed
it.
that. He needed that 40 cents an
An
hour.
hour. Yes,
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, that is, dude. I would never like.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, you
You
would
can
if it's back
barely.
then.
You can barely survive on minimum wage now. Like,
Look, Justin, I think minimum wage when I started working was $4.25.
oof. I don't even know. I know it was like 7.25 at one point when I was working.
Yeah, $4.25. I was happy.
Oh, for
Happy.
sure.
Thought I was rich.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember the first job I had that was $10 an hour. I thought that was like a
Right.
baller.
Exactly. Making it rain.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think those are good favorite scenes. But what about our least favorite scenes?
So I let you go. Yeah, I went first last time. I gotta let you go.
Okay. All right. I got it. I'm ready for this.
I
This
know.
is my favorite part. My least favorite scene, and I learned that it's different in the book, by the way, which I will never read the book, but if you do want to, it is different. My least favorite scene is the very end when they die in bed together.
Oh my
It
God.
is just, it is way too cliche. It is way too almost impossible. It's probably never going to happen. But also, I feel like the movie just didn't need that. It didn't need it. And then it definitely, I don't, man, I'm big on endings. You got to nail the ending of a movie for me to love you. And they fumbled that ending so bad that literally I was like, oh my God, I sat around for 2 hours to watch that.
Yes, I agree. That was exactly mine. I was like, what the heck is this? They died. He planned their death. He must have,
Yeah.
and he must have poisoned them both or something. Because there's no way you're gonna die like that, holding hands.
No, exactly.
What the hell? Oh
Way
my
too
God,
impossible.
Justin. I was like, what the hell is this? And you're right. I was a bit upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just ended. And I would have liked some more kids. Like, what's up with these kids? You got two girls and a boy. You got some grandkids. Like,
Yeah, we could have seen
maybe
them again or something.
They only visited once out of the whole time.
Well, he only told her the story. Like, I think that was like a whole day.
Oh, was it? Okay, that's what
Yeah.
that was. The whole day.
I think don't hold me to it, but I don't know. That's another problem I have, man. Every time they flashed to him, it was like, okay, how long have we been talking? Why? Man, just
Right.
too many confusing parts in this movie.
Right.
But but when they die in bed together, honestly, I might have semi been okay with it if the nurse doesn't walk in and basically confirm that they're dead.
Right. And she was
Like,
like,
just let it. Yeah.
he did. Oh my God.
We don't need that. Like, maybe if it was somebody that was like meaningful in the story, like the kids maybe walk in, okay, cool. But the nurse is just like we didn't need that. Like, just let us know that they're dead without telling us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then maybe we could be sitting here arguing about, I'll be like, oh, they didn't actually. I don't know why you think that. Like, they're just
Exactly.
sleeping.
Right. And that's the mystery of the death. Like, what happened? Did they die?
Yeah.
did he die? Did, you know, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
was
I think, and I don't know. Like I said, the book is different, so maybe the book has a perfect ending. But to me, this ending, man, they had potential actually to hit the ending and make this movie somewhat okay, you know. But they fumbled it so bad. Literally, I'm like, this movie is probably like, you know, maybe a 6, and then we get to like the last 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, no, it's like maybe a 3 or 4.
right. Yeah.
That's how bad the last little bit is.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely was some. I just needed to carry it over a certain time frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm
I
glad.
had another scene.
Okay, what's the other one?
So the first sex scene in the house.
So awkward.
And being that young and being like that and being that young and understanding, when you do dumb stuff at dumb places,
Yeah.
okay, I'm okay with that. But to actually be in the middle, and this lady is asking questions about how you feel, what are you thinking, like, what do you mean? Like, it threw me all the way off. I was so like, is she really asked that question? Like, and he's and audience, he is actually inserted in her,
Oh
and
yeah.
she's asking these questions. So it makes me feel like, she wasn't that into him.
Well, I feel like that was her first time. I feel like he had probably done it before because he was just like, whatever, like this being. But yeah, that scene, dude, I don't know. Like, you know, I mean, at that point in time, I don't know what it was like to do it for the first time. Obviously, like maybe times have changed. I know the first time I did it, you know, we were both drunk, so there's that. So I don't really. It wasn't this awkward, but it was just, yeah, I agree with you, man. It was so awkward. It was like, can I just fast forward through this really quick? Like,
but even the first time is always slow. You can't just
yeah.
they just jumped right into it, and it
Oh
made
yeah.
me think it wasn't her first time. She just,
Hmm.
it probably wasn't her first time because she was way too calm
Yeah.
and thinking about other stuff. So that was my like least favorite scene. I was like, that's you just messed up the whole daggone scene. I might have stopped dating you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. No wonder why their relationship ended that night, like for sure. But no, dude, there
Yeah,
was. I mean, honestly, I could probably pick 5 more least favorite scenes, but I think both of them well, that one that you named, and then the one that we agreed on with the end,
yeah,
definitely are probably the top 2 for sure, without a doubt.
the top two. And then I guess we got a bathroom break scene. Bathroom break. I could probably took a bathroom break at the boat scene with the ducks or swans.
Man,
What was the point?
that's because earlier she's like, "Oh, I'm a bird. Like, tell me I'm a bird," and then you know he's like, "Oh, look, there's birds." Like, but dude, I
What?
don't. It's
That
yeah,
was
it
when
was a
they were
waste of time.
7. That's when they were 17. At this point, it had been 7, 8 years that passed.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I mean, that's another problem I have about this movie. Like, dude, like nobody's gonna remember. I don't feel like somebody like when you just have like a 2-month relationship with somebody. I don't feel like you're gonna remember a small detail, you know,
Yeah,
like that years later.
yeah. Especially like 8 years later.
Yeah,
So yes, agreed.
yeah. There are a lot of plot holes in this movie. But let's go back to a good category. Do we have a favorite character?
Uh, yeah. Mine was old Noah.
Same, same. I
Yeah,
wrote down the same.
yeah. Old Noah. I just like the way he played this part. I like the way he loved his wife. I like the way he just carried this made the best of his time with the person that he loved. I mean, but it's so cliche, and I can go on and on about how I don't say it's not true, but how it was embellished from
Yeah.
a embellished. It's to me it's way embellished. Like, and I
I
think, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Now I think it's way embellished, and I think when women see these type of things, that's what they look for, and that's their expectation of men, and all men are not like that. So and so we're gonna talk about this a little later, but I think it's the expectation of like what's real and what's not. This is a fairy tale. This is fiction, and you probably won't ever see this in real life ever.
No, yeah. I think first of all, yeah, old Noah is definitely the best character, and it becomes very cliche at the end. But I feel like throughout the rest of the movie, for like the first half, maybe 3/4 of the movie, I felt like it was pretty cool because you're like, okay, he's just visiting his wife and telling her the story. when it turns into like, holy crap, he's there, he's living there, and he refuses to leave, and then they die together. That's when it becomes okay. This is just crazy and unbelievable. But to think for the first half of the movie, I'm just thinking, okay, he's just visiting his wife, and telling her their story. Like that's awesome. Like that's great. I love this guy. Like
Right.
Hopefully I have a crazy lady in 50 years to go tell the story to. You know what I mean? But
Right.
as it keeps going, it's like, okay, wait a minute now. He refuses to go home.
Right.
Like unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And as you said, I think we can just go ahead and get into it now. I think it has set up very unrealistic expectations. And I think a lot of women now want this story. And it's like, this story is not real. This story will never happen. And then it's like, but it's funny too, because the women that want this kind of story, when they start to get it, I feel like they just are like, oh my God, like this is actually too much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's like they act like they want it because they love this movie, but then they don't want it.
I know we might veer off just a little bit.
That's fine.
I think a love story is great. It has to be realistic love story because they did miss out on some things that it's a couple of things that was in this movie that I said it didn't sit right. This sit right with me, and it don't happen. Period.
Yeah.
One thing was social class. Social classes don't mix.
No.
I mean, not marry. They might date. They might have fun. They might have some crazy fun. But it's rare that you find a rich woman that will marry a poor man.
Yeah.
I mean, poor. Like he wasn't just, he was working class. Like, so it's rare that happen, and I put on here love versus money. And, I look at it like, that's why her mom kind of tried to keep him away. Like, I want you to live life without the thought of ever needing anything.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it. Like, I know people want to say money is not about money. It is about the money. It's not about it's not about the money. It's about the security and the just the comforts. And if you already have it, if you have a luxury, how do you go back to nothing? Like this guy had nothing.
So he literally had nothing.
Right. So I'm not understanding. That's what I think. I don't understand that aspect of it. And the other thing, I know I'm getting deeper into it. The other thing was, so don't you know, they talk about the love story. The love story is great. It's great. But I think what they don't capture is when two people from two different worlds, no matter if you're rich or poor, but in this case, you're rich and poor, they come together. There's some struggle. There are some norms that you have to overcome, especially when you're poor. Like me being poor, and if I marry somebody rich, I have a poor mentality. I have and she don't. So she's spending, and I don't have. And it becomes the struggle start to happen. I mean, and I think even after 50 years, I would like to know some of their struggles. How did they get there?
Yeah, thank you. I want to know that too. Like they just kind of jumped from her going back to him to all of a sudden now they're 80 and about to die. I'm like, okay, well, I want to know, there's got to be some stuff in that 50 years that we can, throw in this movie here
right
at the end. I mean, it was just too big of a skip, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't like. It really bothered me.
It was beginning and end.
Yeah,
that's it. The beginning and then the end. I want to know the struggle. The struggle kind of pulls you in and kind of lets you. So you want a big romantic movie? Great. I love the love. I love the romance. I love all that. But tell me the struggle that happened to keep that fire alive.
Yeah.
Tell me that.
I mean, there wasn't enough struggle for me. Like, all I've ever heard about this movie was like, oh my God, like, they really like it was like a struggle for them to be together or whatever. And then this is the second time I watch a movie, and I'm like, oh my god, like there's not really a struggle at all. Like
No.
it's just she's an idiot, and they move away, and then they go get back together, and it's like instantly she's like, okay, well I'm just gonna leave my husband. There was no, oh my god, I'm gonna go back to my husband. Like there was no, there just was there's nothing to this movie. Almost it feels like.
So let me tell you this, and this is the funny part. If you notice, so you notice they always fought. She was always kind of spunky. She was always feisty with the Ken. I always say his name is Ken.
Noah.
Noah. She was always spicy with Noah. Like she hit him and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Not one time did she hit the rich guy. Not one time.
Yeah.
Not one time did she disrespect him. Not one time. Now, if you think about that time in that time frame when her mom was upset about her staying out to 2:00 in the morning, dad sat at his desk. They both, mom and daughter, was explaining themselves to dad like he was the judge. Yeah, he was in charge. That's the mentality. I mean, to me, that's how it was back then. So now you tell me she gonna hit the poor boy, disrespect the poor boy because she don't respect him. So, but they so much in love. That's the thing that kind of threw me off right there. Like I looked at this movie a few times. I kept rewinding it because I'm like, she never even yelled at the rich guy.
No, they never had a problem.
No problems. It's like, so it's an undertone of, I can do whatever I want to you because I know you want me because I'm pretty, one, and I'm rich, two. So you're gonna just come after me because you're in love with me. But she definitely didn't. To me, she definitely did not respect him, and she showed that in the beginning and at the end as far as how she acted.
Oh, absolutely. And I think this goes back to what women want now because of this. I feel like because of this movie, I blame this movie on totally like the lack of like good relationships in the world today because of this movie. I'm blaming this movie, but I think now women want to be able to like disrespect the guy and basically not necessarily slap him or hit him, but to kind of argue with him like she was with Noah.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, that doesn't happen. In real life, if a woman's hitting the guy, they're probably leaving.
Well, yeah, it depends. It depends. I think.
Okay, well, the majority of the time they're leaving.
Yeah. I mean, it's some circumstances. It's some circumstances, but I think you're right. I think women want this type of lifestyle, but they want to still. I'm sorry. This is James. I want to make sure this is my opinion. And
you're even using your real name here, so this is gonna be a good opinion.
Oh yeah. This is my opinion. You want the niceties. You want the, oh, you look beautiful. Oh, you this. Oh, that. But you want to pick and choose how to act. And if you notice, back in the 40s, the man was in charge, and it wasn't a point that you hop like a dog. I mean, hop on one foot like a dog. Nothing like that.
No,
we just lead. And you follow, even if you didn't agree. But
man, you could even go back to the beginning of this movie when they first meet and he jumps on the Ferris wheel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if a guy actually does that, a girl is going to be like, this guy is so weird. Get him away from me.
Yep.
And in no reality does that girl be like, oh my God, I want to date this guy.
Well, it might be because he might have looked good, but people, I can say women, people, and that's realistically, I'm not the greatest looking guy in the world. So I always have to talk my way into things, right?
Yeah.
But there's some guys and some women, all they gotta do is show up.
Oh yeah.
They show up and they get the attention. They don't have to say nothing. And there's a lot of times that some women, they say, oh, he just dogged me, this, that, the third. He didn't say anything. You thought he didn't say much or nothing, and you thought that he was this person or that person because he looks good. He looks good.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. And I think Ryan ain't a bad looking guy.
No, absolutely no. He's a hot guy for sure. But let's get down to I think we were going to talk about like our life lesson maybe at some point of this movie. Like
my life lesson.
Yeah. So the life lesson of this movie is good looks and money can get you where you want to go. That's what I wrote down. If you
Good
look
looks.
good and you have money, people view you differently, and you
Yes.
kind of always are gonna get where you want to go a lot easier. Because honestly, if she wasn't good looking, or if she didn't have money, let's be honest here. Does he stick around if she's ugly and poor like him?
No, because it was a lot of ugly poor people there.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of ugly
Maybe
and
he's
poor
just a
people.
gold digger and nobody's ever talked about it.
Yeah.
All right, should we get back on topic though with our
Oh,
categories?
the only thing we got left is the only thing we have left is the least favorite
Least,
character,
all right, let's do it. Least favorite character. Who's yours?
Allie's mom.
I figured you were going to say that honestly, and I wrote down Allie's dad. So we hate both of her parents.
Right. Allie's mom to me was so one thing you can't do with kids is push them into the life that you want them to be in.
Yeah,
You have to counsel and tell them like if you want to do this, you can. However, you got to tell them the consequences. She kind of withheld stuff. She kind of pushed her to made her do this and
yeah.
things of that
And
nature. So
she kept all of his letters.
right, and that's the thing. Like make her make her own choices, and you know what my child. And I know I'm noticing that, and I'm understanding now because I have grown kids. What my child becomes is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of their choices. So
Yeah,
all I can do is be the best parent I can be to my kids, and they become who they become.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So
think, and I wrote down I hated Allie's dad just
mhm.
because I think his name was John Hamilton. I think was his name. Dude, I didn't like him. The whole movie he was just kind of quiet, never really said anything, never really. He was kind of a minor character, but then at the very end, when she's basically left her marriage and went to be with Noah, they were like, "Oh yeah, your dad told Lon all about
Right.
Noah." I was like, "Come on, dude! Like, come on! Like, that's your daughter. Like, don't be telling her business." Like, so it told me he was like, at
Yeah.
that point, I think he was like, like, "Oh my God, I don't want my daughter to be with this poor guy. She needs to
And
come
that's all it
home with a
was.
rich guy."
And that's all it was. The and I think in my mind, the dad he was silent because back then guys didn't get into gossip, right?
No,
So what happened is he fueled the wife to make her act, and he just sat back and he was just kind of puppeteering her.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, he told her about. I told him about the guy too. My little girl is in love with this guy, and she all of a sudden goes to the area after 8 years. Goes to the area. She might find this guy. Yes, after they see him in the
yeah.
newspaper, I probably say
I
something
don't,
too.
I don't know. I think once your daughter's in her mid 20s, I feel like that's just kind of like you need to stay out of their business. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, she's not off doing anything. Like, she's not off doing drugs. You know what I mean? Like, she's not doing anything that's gonna like kill her. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't think it's a reason to be telling her business.
So you got to think about this too. In the best interest of your child, and I look at it like from me because I have daughters. So in
Yeah,
the best interest of my child, do I want her making poor decisions? Like think about the decision she made. She went back. She found Noah. They had sex. What if she got pregnant?
a lot apparently. Oh yeah,
What if she got pregnant? Noah can barely take care of himself. You know, and those are choices that people make, and then what ends up happening is, and especially nowadays, oh, whoever it is, Justin, you my son, you love, Katie, and next thing you know, you get Katie pregnant. More than likely, and vice versa. So let me say for a woman, the kid comes back home, wherever the girl is.
yeah.
So now the kid is in my house. You know what I mean? The kid's in my house. Noah don't have two nickels to rub together. And it's those decisions that you got to think about as a parent, like, oh man, because guys get off easy.
Oh
Really,
yeah.
we get off easy. So,
No, we do.
but that's the thing why I think he told the guy, like, look, if you want your fiance, you need to go fight for her. Otherwise, Noah has already proven that he loves her and he's going to fight for her. He didn't wrote her 365 letters.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I think to a certain extent, she she wanted the comfort life, the cushy life. She didn't really want the love life. If the
No.
guy would have told her at the end, if the guy would have told her at the end, um, I want you, stay with me. she probably would have stayed. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Instead he was like, I don't want to have to fight for my wife.
exactly.
Whatever he
Exactly.
said. Yeah. No,
Exactly.
for sure. Yeah. If he would have just been like, hey, listen, I really want you to stay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she would have. Absolutely, 100%. And that would have changed, that would have changed the whole movie.
Exactly.
Honestly, I might have liked the movie better because then it would have been more realistic.
Right. And you know what? I'd even say like maybe Noah found Allie in the senior citizen home and they never got together.
Yeah.
And he just like, this is the story that we could have had, or the story we started off with.
Dude,
And
that
they
would have been
yeah,
that would have been better too.
right, right.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. This movie was, it's based off of a Nicholas Spark book.
Okay.
And I mean, the dude wrote a ton of these and a ton of them became movies. So he did something right because he's got to be a multi millionaire now. Because
I mean,
literally he's had what? I mean, 7 or 8 movies. I mean, there was one coming out every year for a few years after this.
so I never read any of the books. So what are the
Yeah, me
movies? You know
neither.
the movies?
No, I can look them up really quick though. I know one of them had Miley Cyrus in it. I know that.
Oh. I mean, if it's anything to do with love and all that stuff, of course you're gonna get the hopeless romantics.
Yeah, you
Uh,
had Dear John, The Last Song, The
oh
Lucky
god,
One, Message in a Bottle, A Walk to Remember.
oh my god.
Yeah, and he lives in North Carolina, by the way.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But
which is why they say like a lot of his books are based like in the Carolinas because this one was based what South Carolina or Georgia.
okay, yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. That it just doesn't.
No, I mean I'm saying like yeah, as much as like we were hating on this movie, or at least I'm hating on this movie. Uh, Obviously a lot of people love him because, like I said, Nicholas Sparks wrote a bunch of these books and a bunch of these movies, and he was I felt like literally I feel like one movie came out every year for like a 10-year span.
But it's romantic movies. What other movies was romantic movies?
I mean, I
Well,
don't know. I mean, you got to have some other ones like. I mean, I like the one. There's a lot of good like romantic chick flicks out there that are decent, that are way better than this one.
like what?
Well, you had Definitely Maybe with Ryan Reynolds,
Definitely, I never seen it. Oh, so you in touch with your feminist side? I
or
see.
or P.S. I Love You
Oh my God! I'm about P.S.
with
I'm gonna
Gerard
throw up.
with Gerard Butler.
I heard about that movie.
I
P.S. I
got it on
love you.
DVD. I'll bring it to the pool. You can borrow it.
I know you can know. I'm not watching that. P.S.
All
I
right,
love you.
let's hit on these last two little categories here.
Okay,
Man, should they have shown any nudity at all in this movie?
they could have showed some breasts.
Yeah, or I wrote down they could have showed her breast here in one of the sex scenes, or to fulfill the ladies' wishes, they could have showed Ryan Gosling's butt or something.
Well, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was based for the ladies, so I figured, I was like, what would the ladies want?
Right. I didn't think. I was thinking about this. Like, why we can't even see no breasts? Like
Dude,
nothing.
yeah, and they were like very intimate sex scenes. Like they were like not
Yes,
like, hey, we're gonna make out and we're gonna skip to the end.
passionate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it was almost like softcore porn at one point.
yeah,
Man, but
yeah.
we're not seeing any nudity.
Anything. Yeah,
It was very weird, and it was almost a letdown, actually.
I was. I was.
I
Especially
would
because
reason this movie would get like extra points though if it would have shown some kind of nudity.
you're right. I agree.
All right, so next category, man. Could they have done a sequel? Should they have done a prequel, or maybe turn it into a TV show?
They probably need to do a what's the one you got to do in the middle? Because we go from
Yeah,
beginning to end. We need a dash. We need a dash. You
yeah,
know,
I agree. And I think that could have been solved with a TV show.
probably. Well, they got the book, so I guess the book say if you want to know the dash. I'm thinking the book because another thing I heard about this, just how they went from they kept going back and forth. So they started at the end and started and kind of
Yeah.
went back. I heard the book went from the beginning to end,
Oh wow. Okay.
something like that. Yeah. So I was reading
So
something like that.
so the book probably does fill in a lot of the missing
Yes.
pieces that we want.
Yes. Right.
No,
So
I felt like maybe at the time And I feel like if this movie came out nowadays, it would definitely happen. But they could have done a TV show that just takes over, when they fell in love, and
Right.
we could have seen them like have kids and struggle with finances and everything that we're talking about. Like
But
maybe they kind of separate for a little bit. I don't know. Like something, there needs to be something, and it would make it a lot better.
It's a TV show like that now that this went off. They adopted a little black boy. Was it Captain American? I forgot the name of the movie. This I love.
This Is Us.
This Is Us.
Yeah.
This Is Us. This is
no
us.
idea what that's about.
But it's this. The funny thing. I'm just thinking now that I thought about that. This Is Us is this damn is the middle part. I'm
Really?
dead. I'm dead serious. This Is Us is the middle part. Yeah, this is. I mean, except that it's the middle part because it's talk about the kids. About the husband. About the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, This Is Us is the middle part of this daggone movie.
Well, maybe one day I'll check it out. I don't know. I'm way behind on TV shows. I'm currently watching Beverly Hills 90210, so I'm way behind on TV shows.
Yeah, no rush to watch. I mean, it was cool. It was cool to watch, but ain't no rush.
Yeah, I do know it's very popular. But all right, so is there anything we're forgetting about this movie? Is there anything else that we need to hit on?
Can The Rock play in it?
I mean, would it be funny to see The Rock be in a chick flick?
It would be funny because I want to see what like that's when your acting skills kind of, if he was the main character. So he can play in any role, right?
Yeah.
But if he's like the main character with some lines, and if he was Flynn, could he do that?
He could do that, but yeah, that could be the one role that he could have done.
Flynn. Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, you got to be a good actor to be in a movie like this. I think though now with The Rock being so old,
yeah,
Dwayne Johnson being older, I guess, he's like what, mid-50s now.
Is
so he? Yeah.
Okay.
So I think now maybe he could just play the dad.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, The Rock. Yeah, this was a hard no on The Rock though for a movie like this. I think.
Yeah.
It would be very comical. We'd almost be laughing at him with such bad acting.
Right, and then that's the thing. Like he I guess he knows what he need to play and what he don't.
Oh yeah, no, he picks his roles good. I mean, I might not like a lot of his movies, but he picks ones that fit his style.
Right. It's believable.
Yeah.
Believable. Right.
Yeah, and he does a good job in the movies. It's just I don't like the stories.
Right.
Like a lot of his movies they're too outlandish for me. I'm like, okay, like that's enough of that.
Right.
Like what was again the one with the earthquake in LA or whatever?
Yeah, and he's scaling buildings or something. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Rock fan, but
no, and we can talk about this every time. I liked The Rock when he was WWF World Champion. I don't like The Rock as the actor.
Right. I mean, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, but so is there any other categories that I missed?
No, I think we hit them.
All right, so let's say this was our 6th movie. Where are you putting it in the ranking? You want me to read off these 6 that we did?
I'm looking. I see the ones we did.
Yeah, we did Inception. I'll list it for the listeners. We did Inception, In Time, Role Models, Remember the Titans, and Old School. And now we did The Notebook, which
is number 6.
Yep.
And that's where it lands in the category.
Absolutely.
Number 6.
It is surprisingly. I really honestly thought In Time would be the worst one we did, but now it's been replaced at the bottom with The Notebook.
Yeah. This is but I like I said, I enjoyed the movie. If I was thinking about, if I wanted to take all the biases out, take everything, just be, an optimistic, unrealistic person. I take this and like, oh yes, I like that. I want to do that. I want to be that. But
dude, I'll be honest with you. This was the first movie where I feel like if we didn't do this show, there's no way I would have finished the movie.
I fell asleep the first time.
There you go. I
fell asleep the first time, but like I said, I did enjoy it. I think this is definitely a woman's movie or
Oh, yeah.
someone that's hopeless romantic. It is good to watch though. You know, hopefully you get something out of it. I think I got something out of it. You know, having a being in a couple, if couples watch it, you know, hopefully you can love your spouse or your partner. This is as much as Noah loved Allie, and I'm
Oh,
sure you
yeah.
don't. I'm sure you don't. Um, but you know, it is what it is.
No, this was definitely a fun show though. I definitely enjoyed finally talking trash about a movie because even the other one that I disliked kind of was in time, but I still had a lot of good things to say about it.
Yeah,
So this was definitely fun, and I definitely think it proves that every once in a while maybe we have to do not necessarily a bad movie, but a movie we don't like.
right. But I did enjoy doing like because you know, like you said, you got to fight through certain things that you don't want to
Yeah,
watch. Um, it's good. It's good to kind of just fight those biases. You know, I prefer sci-fi as me, and
for sure.
action and stuff like that, horror. But this, I probably would never turn to it. Never anything.
All right,
Um,
so that leads us to, I guess, should we go ahead and pick the one for next time?
sure, it's your turn.
Is it my turn? I gotta throw out the category, or I get to pick the movie?
Oh, I can throw out the category. You can pick the
All right, you
movie.
throw out a category. I'm gonna pick a movie.
Religion.
Religion.
I'm messing with you.
Man,
Religious thriller. No, but
yeah.
I can go with a good thriller though.
A good thriller. All right, let me look up thriller really quick and just see what comes to mind. I'm thinking one in my head right now, but let me just look up some of that come up when I Google. All right, so all right, let's see. All right, okay. Man, I don't know. Do you want to do like a newer one or like an old one?
It's your choice.
My choice. Oh,
Something
geez.
you haven't watched.
Something I haven't watched. Oh, now that's gonna be very tough, man.
And that way we both seeing it and it's like, oh, ew, or oh, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, you got a thriller is definitely a wide. It has a
Yeah,
lot. How about what do you think about Fargo?
never seen it. Okay.
Never seen it?
Nope.
You want to do that one? It's a movie from like the mid '90s.
Okay. Fargo.
Yeah. Or I mean, we could just go with one of the best movies of all time, Pulp Fiction.
I haven't seen that since it came out. I don't remember it.
Oh wow, no, let's go with Fargo. That was the first one I said. You want to go with Fargo?
Yep, got it.
All right, it's I'll be honest with you, I saw it once, but it's been probably like 20 years. I watched it when I was in high school, so
Okay.
like I really honestly can't even really remember. I got vaguely remember what happens, but not like enough to where you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I get it. I get it. So
yeah.
it's like you're gonna watch it the first time again.
So that's gonna be our next one that we do is gonna be Fargo, a movie from like 95 or 96. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu. It's
Okay.
on one. There's a TV show about it now as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what the TV. Let's hopefully the TV show. Hopefully it warrants a TV show.
Yeah, hopefully. The TV show is pretty popular from what I hear.
Okay.
And his name, I do know it's named Fargo because it takes place in Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah. I figured that.
Okay.
Based on Fargo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think the Fargo ratings for the pool.
No, 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 no. No, no. If it was, they could maybe mention our Fargos and how low they are and how they suck.
No, mine's lower than yours. So
I didn't. Have you even played in any Fargo other than like my 2 or 3 tournaments you played in?
I try to stay away from Fargos.
I don't blame you at all, but I personally like Fargo. I think it's a good rating system.
It is, but I don't want to be rated. If I ever start gambling, I don't. If I go past on Fargo ratings, I want the lowest Fargo rating you can have. What, 400?
I understand that completely.
Yeah. So.
All right, Kaiser. Well, this has been fun. We just talked about The Notebook for an hour, and I gotta say, somehow it was actually fun.
I agree. I like The Notebook, so go watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually do feel like it is a movie that everybody should watch.
Yeah, I do.
Even though I did just talk trash about it for 58 minutes.
Agreed. Okay.
But anyways, Film is literature. Y'all check us out. YouTube, Spotify. We'll check you later.
All right.